I heard you use a term just now, due diligence. Can you go into more detail as to what that entails? It seems to me like it's a massive planning phase for an M&A process.
Well, the due diligence is a very critical step where obviously the buyer will look at and be allowed to ask any question or almost any question they want to ask. And obviously, the due diligence, when it comes to technology, you basically have to cover inside out what technology are being used by the buying company. So you want to you want to know what you're buying. What are they running? Which ERP are they on? Are they on which cloud? Are they on Amazon cloud or another cloud? Security wise, what type of security do they have? What type of database they use and what kind of scheduling? So you have to go to basically a full inventory. In simplistic word, that you have to have at the very least, a full inventory of what the corporation has to make your own mind of how you can integrate them later and the cost. Obviously, some applications out there are much more costly to support than others. It's true for ERP, but it's also true for other type of platform. So to get back to your question, I wouldn't say complex, but there's a lot of detail to go through because in a short period of time, you will have to pretty much have a full inventory or try to get a full inventory of what is the technology in place today. And that could be technology that has been purchased and installed over a decade or two. So whatever, if it's laptop, do they have laptop that are still running old version of Windows, new version of Windows? So if you deal with a corporation, for example, that has thousands of PCs and laptop, it's very likely that they are spread over the years. It's a detailed exercise. I think that there's no such thing as, in this case, trying to look at the 30,000-foot view. So that requires very meticulous exercise, not necessarily complex, but good checklist, good planning. Make sure you don't forget anything.
So long and short of it, the due diligence is a step that companies do in a merger acquisition that's before any of the IT team are there to help with the rollout process.
Yeah, that's correct. This is the kind of the review by the buyers of what's happening on the in the company they want to purchase. That's basically the due diligence, and it's a common exercise in the marketplace. And not only IT will get involved. I mentioned a lot about the IT, but the IT is part of a much global, bigger picture process where obviously other department like HR will have to look at the employment contract. If you have to deal with the unionized environment, then they will want to know what are the agreement with the employees. The lawyers will want to see any contract that you might have or lawsuits or so it is the due diligence is a multi-stream operation between HR, legal, IT. So it's buzzing. It's a very intense exercise to prior to the company making an offer or getting into the next step normally is getting into a contract or purchasing agreement negotiation. So this is the normal course of an acquisition or a merger. So this is all part of the obviously due diligence. IT is just a portion of it, but nowadays everything runs into some form of technology. So whatever, if you're HR, legal, there's technology just about everywhere. And the plant level is probably even another layer in manufacturing where you will have to deal with robotic and scanner and everything. But in this case, I would say typically the strategy is always to try to keep the least amount of disruption in the daily production operation. But still, it is part of the due diligence.